Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In my previous video, we saw how to download Python and how to install Python and how to set up environment variables, right? So going forward, if we have to do Python programming, we actually need a integrated development environment. So throughout this series, I'm planning to use PyCharm IDE for my programming tutorials. So in this video, let's see how to download and install PyCharm, and we'll create a sample project, right? So to start, I'm just trying to open the JetBrains site where the download link for PyCharm is available. So I'm gonna open this site. Yeah. Now you can select the relevant OS whatever you need, like for Windows, Mac OS, Linux. So we have for three different operating systems. Since I'm planning to use it for Windows, so in Windows, if you see, we have both professional and community edition. Professional is, as the name indicates, is more of a professional version, so it's a licensed version. Or else we can use a open source community version for our simple pure Python program development, right? So I have already downloaded the community edition, and I have it ready. So before that, one few prerequisites to keep in mind is, like, you can look into the system requirements, like here you actually need 64-bit versions of Windows 10 or 8. So all these system requirements is listed down here, so probably you can verify before installing PyCharm. Okay. So once the download is done, you can just try to install it. it this is just this is not this is just like a normal or a traditional Python install. So so you can just follow the traditional installation process and complete the PyCharm installation. So since I've already downloaded it, I'm gonna skip this part. So installation is done. What you can do is you can open a PyCharm. So I'm gonna open PyCharm here. I'm opening PyCharm Community Edition. So let me wait for the PyCharm to load. So I have already used PyCharm for a few other activities. So it's opening up it's opening up where I actually last left, right? So let's close this. Let's create a new one. Okay, let's create a new project. So let me create a new project. Let me name it as Python tutorial one. Okay. So by default, it takes a Python interpreter. If you remember our previous video, the Python was installed in this particular location, so that is actually taken as a base interpreter. So I'm gonna click on create and create a new project. So let me give it a second to load the all project related components. So this is how you will create a sample project in PyCharm. So once you have created a project, you are set to go. Right? Let me. Right. Yeah. Now it is actually created a new project. If I expand this section, you can see you have a virtual environment folder. So if I have to create any new Python file, what I can do is I can just simply right click on this Python. So I am currently in this Python tutorial folder. I can simply right click and create a new Python file. So I will name as a sample one Python file. Yeah, if you see, now it is created under this particular area. So whatever program I need to write, I can write it here. But as a general practice, as a best practice, generally what programmers do is they create it under scripts folder. Mostly all the Python related executable scripts will be placed here. So So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a new Python file here. Say some sample. I'll call it as sample program. Okay. So now if you look at it, it created a new Python file called sample program, which is present under scripts. In order to make sure if my PyCharm setup is ready or not, what I can do is I am just gonna very basic hello statement. So I need to, I'm planning to run this one. Okay, so I'm planning to run this statement program. So I can simply, what I can do is I can just click on right click and run this sample program. Or else what you can do is, generally in PyCharm, you, if you see, you have a play icon here, you have a debug icon here, but currently it is not enabled. So in order for it to get enabled, you actually need to add the configuration. So I'm going to click on add configuration. So it opens up a new I have to set a new configuration. Basically what this so if you remember on our introductory tutorial I spoke about interpreter. So Python interpreter is the is the stuff which actually runs all your Python programs. So I'm just planning to set up a Python interpreter. So I just clicked on plus icon here. So I'm gonna click on select Python. Yeah, I'm gonna name it as I'm gonna give it some name. Maybe I call it as sample project. And actually I have to select the script path wherever the path is my script is located. So I'm just planning to run the which one, sample one, right? So I'm sorry, I'm just planning to run sample program.py. So I'm gonna select that program, click on OK. Now what I did is I set my Python interpreter to look into this particular folder to run basically to run this sample program. Okay, so once this is done, you can click on OK. So before that, if you start looking at all these things, I'm not gonna confuse you with all the explaining all these parameters, but key point to look at is the Python interpreter. So it actually selected the default Python interpreter. So if you see, you can look at it, look at this path. See users, Thiago, PyCharm projects, Python tutorial one, and under virtual environment, we created a new Python file. So under scripts, we have python.exe. So this is the base interpreter it actually created. In case if you need to select any alternate interpreter also, you can select it, but I'm going to leave it as it is for now. So once this is done, so if you have done with this basic interpreter configurations, then it's more than enough, right? So once it is done, you can click on OK. So I'm going. So now if you see, this is our play icon, run icon, and debug icon is now enabled. So once I click on run, it opens up the console and it got printed for hello for me. Okay, so this is how you can set run a sample. You can create a sample project in PyCharm, and how to and how, and I also showed you how to run the sample program. Okay, so that's all what I wanted to explain as part of this video. I hope you understood how to download PyCharm, install PyCharm, and create new project in PyCharm and run it. Okay, so that's all what I wanted to cover as part of this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.